Chubstep.
Jrad. Cacao.
Creating the oil of gold.
Steed.
Step.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
You look lovely. Is that blouse from Ann Taylor?
No.
Well, someone should tell Ann Taylor because they have a very similar one.
What are you even trying to go for with this?
I shop for Chrissy and Ann Taylor. I'm just saying, I think they'd be very interested in knowing that someone's selling a cheaper version.
How do you know this was cheaper?
Because I shop for Chrissy at Ann Taylor, idiot!
It could be nicer, dillweed.
It's not!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Welcome back, Chubbies, Chubettes.
We are excited for a special guest coming up. We've
Yes.
had him on the show before, almost a year ago. Let's see when this was.
It was a little less than a year ago because your wedding anniversary was...
No, it was actually a little more than a year ago. It was June 2nd, 2022 last time we had
Never
him on.
mind. It was somebody else's wedding anniversary last week that I saw on Facebook. It was my
Okay.
friend Luke. That's who it was.
Hey, happy wedding, Luke. Anniversary. Okay, perfect. So we
Yes.
got a guest coming up here. Excited for that. We got a few topics to get to other than that.
Yes. I will be
Uh,
slandering the country of Canada.
Yes.
If we have time. It's kind of a long slander.
I have a feeling, I know what it's about. It's about all the smoke is in the
Well,
air
I'm pissed
right
about
now.
the smoke. I'm really pissed about
Yeah.
the smoke.
So I actually was going to have, we're talking about other future upcoming guests. I'm going to have my cousin Trent back on, Vern Trent, who has been on the show a couple times in the past. He actually has been up in Canada fighting the wildfires.
Well,
Obviously doing a piss poor job.
we'll have him on the
'cause I'm
show
still
if
getting
he
the
makes
smoke.
it out alive.
I
That's
think
what
he's
we
already
should
on his
do.
way back tomorrow. Yeah,
Okay, well, they're still burning. What's up with all the smoke in the air, Trent?
exactly.
Send him back.
Exactly.
I'm not having him on the show until it's done, or else I'm going to be too fired up.
Close that border. Don't let him back in until that fire's out.
We need Joe Biden to step up.
We need Trent to step up, first of all.
We do. What the hell? Like, you're a fireman, right? And then you go to put a fire out, and then it's still burning, and you're like, well, I think I'm just going to head home. I'm a little sleepy.
We'll hear his side. I don't want to bash him too much without hearing his
Yeah,
side of the
that's true.
story.
I mean, maybe he
Really know
burned
both
his leg.
situations.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
he's a hero.
Some other topics coming up. Professional cuddling. Topic on that, Steed.
I'm all in.
Teaser. Okay, you're into that.
Actually, I'm out. I don't really like cuddling.
Okay.
I'm very specific. About my
Okay.
cuddling.
Sounds good. And how drones are just a way for just a tool for creepy guys to use. So we'll get to
Pretty
all
much.
that kind of stuff coming up here.
Don't double click that iPhone headphone and skip this podcast, because we'll be right back with more Chubstep.
Steve, I was playing a volleyball tournament at the beach a couple weekends ago, and there was a drone that was above us, like filming us while we were going on, without my consent, of course.
Yes.
Right.
Of course.
So filming, recording me. And what I was thinking about is, like, is there a better device out there for creepers, weird guys, weirdos, perverts, sure, than a drone? It's basically like, hey, I'm going to spy on you. I'm out of your reach, so you can't do anything about it.
And I'm anonymous.
Anonymous, total anonymity, voyeurism in a sense, right? You're just kind of watching the person. They kind of know you're there, but sometimes you get high enough they don't even notice.
Or you're like, are they looking at me? What are they looking at?
Exactly. It is literally, so there was girls on the beach too. This is the guys up there filming that,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know who's controlling this. You don't know how far away they are. Like, you
got to look for a guy wearing like a trench coat on a warm day.
Yes. Yeah, with nothing
And
underneath.
he's like gonna have his hand under it, and like he'll be looking down at the screen, but he'll be trying to hide it.
Yeah, that's kind of what you're picturing. But I mean, it's like this. To me, it's never been a better time to be a creepy guy. You've got social media. You can follow somebody and be weird about it. And then you've got this drone. You can just follow them around everywhere they go. Stalkers love it.
Yeah, I am all for like hitting the drone out of the sky somehow.
Yes.
Because like fuck drone people. At least be a man and get in my face with the camera.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I miss all those cell phone videos. The guys like, get the camera out of my face. You recording this? Recording this?
Yeah.
Like,
See, they're taking some risk.
Yes. That's real journalism.
I have seen ones where people knock the drone down and then the people are like, you broke my drone. And they're like, yep. Just always like redneck guys like, the goddamn right I shot your drone.
Yeah, what's the legality behind that? Can I just break somebody else's drone if they're filming me? I feel like I could, right?
If you're on like private property and then they drone film you.
Yeah. What about like
no. You can't. You're legally allowed to drone film there.
Okay.
And because you're in public, so you can film whatever. And I mean, there might be like an airspace problem.
Oh, yeah.
Because airspace might be shut down over Chicago. I feel like it should be. Or else you'd have drones bonking into each other all day. There's no traffic cones for drones.
I agree.
So, I don't know. Yeah, I wonder what Chicago's drone regulations are.
It doesn't seem like there's much because people just kind of go for it. It's probably so hard to regulate that.
Well, yeah, and the cops can't just start shooting them in the air or out of the air.
Yeah. I would like to just, test my accuracy with something. Would it be good is to have something where you're like playing, throwing around the football and then you're able to accidentally hit it or something.
Yeah. Yeah. You keep
like,
just pitching closer and closer. And you yell really loud. Go long.
Yeah.
And so then the drone picks up the audio.
Oh, there
and
we
you're
go.
like, I was just going long, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if Tim Tebow could freaking knock one out of the sky.
Are you cutting your toenails with a steak knife?
I suppose you have a problem with that, too.
Botched toe. I botched that one. Oh, that's a botched job. That's bleeding. I need some trash to plug up the cut.
Okay, so Steed, I had an idea for a new business venture. I see a lot of people with a bunch of tattoos, right? I'm not a tattoo guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any tattoos. People like tattoos and piercings. That seems to be they complement each other to certain people, right? They want a bunch of tattoos, they get piercings, they get all that stuff. Yeah.
You look sick.
Yeah. And that's that's great for other people. It's just not my thing, so I haven't gotten into it. But what I could be into is certain well-placed scars.
Oh.
I'm going to show you a few people.
Now that's a statement.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So there's a few people that have had some scars that you're just like, man, you look like a badass with that scar.
Yeah, like like down the eyebrow.
Yeah.
But you still have your eye.
Yeah.
That's like a narrow eye miss.
Yes. I'm going to show you two of these. Actually, I'm going to go to 3. And you can tell me which is your favorite.
Okay. Are we counting seal in this?
No, I don't think seal. Those are not the kind of scars that I'm talking about. God.
I don't even know seal. I just know back in the 90s, he was just a brunt of a bunch of messed up face jokes.
No, it's very valid. Obviously, this is not so reversible. They do say that you can do things, with certain plastic surgeries and things like that, people have helped fix scars. But I'm going to show you a few scars. I'm actually going to go from what I think would be kind of ranked on kind of the bottom tier, but it's still a pretty solid scar, versus the other one. So let's go here. This is Renard from The World Is Not Enough.
Oh, see, that's a scar I'd rather not have.
I agree. I'm just saying it does make this guy look scarier.
It looks like he just walked into a table when he was a kid and it didn't heal right.
That's fair.
He's got like an L shape on his forehead.
But here's the deal. This is maybe for hey, you were a kid, maybe you were beat up a little bit, you were bullied, you were beat up as
then somebody carved a loser into your forehead.
Okay, this is a bad example. We don't like this one. Okay, let's get this one. Next one. Michael Clark Duncan and
Scorpion
King.
See, now we're talking.
He has this 4. No, this is he only had this in the movie. Here he is again. You kind of.
I did not realize how symmetrical those were.
Oh yeah, it's like somebody did which
you
did
that on purpose. That is tier 2 though. So tier 1 of scars is like accident, stupid accident, and that's the other guy. Tier 2 is you did it yourself, but
it's almost too symmetrical. I agree. So tier 1,
that's clearly just like maybe the Scorpion King, whatever they call, they're some type of like assassin guys. They're like a little group. Maybe that's like a status thing in their group.
Exactly. And then number 1, this is the natural one, makes you look like a total badass. Michael K. Williams, Omar from The Wire.
What happened to him?
He actually was in a fight. I think it was outside of a bar, and somebody, it was a knife.
The guy had a knife. I was like, a sword?
No,
that's
a knife.
That's a badass scar.
But this is a very badass scar.
Man,
it doesn't take away. It doesn't take away from I think he's still a decent looking guy, right? Sadly, he passed away not too long ago. Still I think it helps to still be like a good looking guy, but you have the scar, and you're just like, God, I'm not gonna fuck with that guy.
Yeah, he survived that. Oh man.
Yes. Also, Chalky White in Boardwalk Empire.
Great show.
But anyway, so I would say I think there's people that would pay good money. To get
for like a battle scar.
Yeah. UFC fighter. I mean, they don't need to look any tougher than they are, but it's like UFC fighter had this one across their face. I'm just yeah.
Whenever
across the eye is always works too.
So whenever you can customize your character in video games, I usually give them like the biggest scar on their face as I can, just so other people know my guy's been through some stuff.
Exactly.
I have actually some scars under my chin, or on my chin. You can't see them, because I got a little hair right now. I'm being a little goofy, but they make me look badass in the right lighting if somebody's really close to my chin.
Okay, so that's very specific scar. People get their scars, they're doing it kind of half-ass ways anyway. It's not like somebody's planning to do this. So if you actually had like some precision instruments, you could make these scars look pretty sweet.
You can make them look real cool, like the Harry Potter scar.
Harry Potter scars, if somebody's a huge Harry Potter fan, get the Harry Potter.
I'm sure that's been done. I'm sure that's
it for sure.
Either a
I
scar
just
or
don't think
tattoo.
anybody's mass marketing this,
You are right here. So, I mean, it would be sterile. You're allowed to do tattoos. You're allowed to do piercings. Why wouldn't you be able to do like sick scars? And, mentally ill people, they would love this. Just like insane people.
Yeah, well, most
I gotta go to my scar guy, and then you'd carve like blood of Christ into their chest.
Well, that's what I think. Like more, the more you get into scars, the more you're going to get. Like just like tattoo people, right? You start with one tattoo, and then you get the whole sleeve. But before you know it, it's going to be the same with these scars. I mean, you're going to be looking like you've gone through it. By the end of this, it's going to be the ultimate stolen valor, right? I mean, this is kind of define stolen valor. You're going to be pretending like you've been through hell and back. You've been through the war, and then somehow you made it through alive, but really you just paid somebody a couple $100 to stab you a few times.
And you need you sign an NDA after every scar.
Oh, I like that. But don't you want more business? If people always ask you, how do you get that scar?
No, you don't make them sign an NDA.
I sign an NDA.
You can't tell people.
Yes. Okay, I like that idea. And then you give, and then part of the business plan is you give each person a story of how they got their scar.
Oh yeah.
It comes with a little like pre-written thing. People can submit. This is like, I can outsource this, right? So outsource, people come up with good ideas and how somebody gets a scar depending on where they want the scar.
Yeah, or you can just like steal valor.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Get the scars.
You could do a completely bullshit story. They're all going to be bullshit stories, but you could actually use somebody else's other story, right?
Yeah, you could do like that exact scar.
Michael K. Williams, exact. Yeah, I want the Omar, right? And so they just give you this.
They just slice your
I
face
can't remember
up.
his name in Scorpion King, but you want that, I want that one. Give me the double slice.
Yeah, The Rock has scars in the Walking Tall movie where they're like, he's in like court or something, and he just like pulls his shirt off, and it's his
this
like
one. Oh wait, no, that's not.
No, that's just him shirtless.
This is it.
That's it. And he has like crazy scars on his belly.
Yeah.
And then the court's like, this is outrageous.
Yeah, you can kind of see it very tiny right there.
Put your shirt on.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Steve. Those are so there's my business idea. People want to start. Just let me know.
I am game.
I guess we'll just see what the business, let's see if there's some attention to it. And then people
I'll start small.
And then also people, if you have a favorite scarf from a TV show or movie that we missed, or just somebody go ahead and email us chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. Those were just the first ones that came to mind for me. So yeah.
And if you want a discount, I will cut you with a knife in any shape you want. Just no bitching about it.
Yes. Perfect.
And I'm not going to doctor it at all. I'll pour some rubbing alcohol on it. That's it.
Good.
Then you're out of my apartment.
For example, you remember me possibly as a man with small hands. Yeah, you think he had small hands. Do you remember that?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
What you remember is false.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Big, masculine. My hands tell a story of greatness.
All right, Jay. I am sick and tired of all the smoke in my air ruining my hot girl summer.
Yeah.
I can't get tan when I can't see the sky because of all the smoke. Chicago has the worst air quality in the entire world right now, thanks to BS Canadian guys.
Wait, so Chicago is worse than in Canada right now?
Worst major city.
Oh, worst major city. Okay.
Canada doesn't have any of those. They just have burnable wood, dry burnable wood.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about the fires because, here in America, they would hurt some people. But in Canada, there's no people up there because they would die due to cold or moose.
Yeah.
So just cut it out. It's ridiculous. So I decided to slander Canada. I want to talk about some of Canada's scandals and one scandal, the worst one in particular.
Yes. What's that?
Well, I'll start with some small scandals as a warm up. Because everybody thinks of Canada and they're like, would it? Yeah, it's good up here, eh? We got maple syrup and horse riding cops that wear red shirts, eh? Nothing wrong. We're polite. Wrong.
Deal.
History of corruption.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, the first scandal. Some provincial premier. I'm assuming that's like a governor.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
He resigned. He had to resign in 1934. So this is, I'm going to bring back a history. He seduced Vivian McMillan, John Edward Brownlee. He seduced Vivian McMillan, a family friend and secretary for somebody. Right?
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that, but she was 18.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's legal. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a warm up. I don't know. He resigned, and he and he gave her $10,000, and then
Canadian dollars,
and he gave her dad $5,000 because they sued him for seduction. Don't understand it.
Okay.
So then we're gonna move on to Bingo Gate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bingo Gate. A premier. So I don't know what that means, but he's a government guy. He was forced to resign. After Bingo Gate, there was a charity bingo event, and he took all the money from the charity bingo event, and he used it to fund his campaign.
Okay.
So he took this bingo thing.
Yeah.
And then
use the funds for supposed to the charity.
Yeah.
Do you know what charity you're supposed to go to?
I don't know, but the Nanaimo Commonwealth Bingo Association was involved. So, yeah, it was bad. And he actually got criminally charged for this, and he was sentenced to 2 years at his daughter's house.
Oh God!
So he must
have really hated his daughter.
Canada's pretty dumb. And then there's 30 other corruption things where people were just taking bribes.
So Steve, but if you're looking at Canada's corruption compared to US's corruption, there's plenty of corruption.
We don't charge our politicians though. They don't get in any trouble. This is a difference. So it looks clean on the books.
I see.
And okay, and then the last one, this is where it gets insane. Have you heard of the Duplessis orphans? Duplessis orphans.
No.
Okay, so this is where it gets pretty bad for Canada. In when was this? In the 40s. This ran from 1940 to like 1960, roughly. And Canada, the Canadian government, and the Roman Catholic Church conspired to take a bunch of orphans and then say they were mentally ill.
Okay.
And insane, and get them sent to a psychiatric hospital instead of an orphanage.
And why is this? What's the advantage for them?
The advantage is that the government, the federal government paid like $1.75 per day for an orphan, but they paid $2.75 for a mentally ill person.
Okay.
So they took all these kids, like the orphan. So the church is like making people donate orphans to them. Because they're taking like unwed mothers and they're like, "Bear, you gotta give it to us. He's a bastard."
Yeah.
Like they're a curmudgeon. They're like, "We'll raise him right with God and stuff." And then they essentially just like sell them to the government. And the church, over whatever the 20 years, profited like $70-something million from like selling these kids.
And they were all basically listed as insane, or like it was just such a high ratio.
I mean, it goes deep. It gets pretty crazy. So they get the kids, then they like force the kids to like do child labor.
Okay.
So they have them doing like child labor and shit. And then they're like, treat them like insane people. So they, put them in straitjackets and like electroshock them. And then I guess at some point they just started like doing experiments on them. These like orphans with nothing wrong to them.
What year did you say this was?
This is in the 40s to the 60s.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of even that recently. There was a lot of stuff being done on people with mental disabilities.
But these kids did not have disabilities at all.
Well, that's the problem. Well, I mean, it'd be a problem either way. But
either way, good call, good save.
Yes. Well, like you look at some of these, so like speaking of Boardwalk Empire, there's a scene where one of the there's a couple episodes where this one girl is in an insane asylum there, and you look at like, and I know this is a movie depiction or show depiction, but if you weren't, even if you were like slightly a little mentally unwell, and you spent a lot of time in one of those places back in the day, that would make you go crazy.
Oh yeah,
like. Those places were not designed to like make people better. They were like, yeah, I'm just gonna lobotomize you. I'm gonna make you a zombie. I'm gonna give you enough drugs where like you can't function, so you're not going crazy. And then just a lot of scream. It would just be, I don't know how. It sounds like one of the worst places to be.
It sounds like a fun summer camp.
Yeah, not so much. So anyway, these kids were fine, but they were actually being sent to mental wards,
sent
and
for profit. So
the
local or like state government is making a bunch of money from the federal government off this. They're getting experimented on. They're getting lobotomized. Actually, they're like, so they're just killing some of these kids. There was one guy that said he was like orphaned from birth. He went there and he was like a guy, and I guess he was strong, and they made him like carry bodies away. And he said he could see like, it's a dead kid's body, and then there's just a hole in their head, like a big ass hole with no brain, because they just drilled the brain out. And I'm like, oh geez. Take it easy, Canada.
It is scary to one of the Jeff Goldblum movies that I reviewed a long time ago was about him being a therapist at like, back in like there was the 40s or 50s. And it just seems all the depictions of it make it seem really bad. Who knows? I assume the reality is fairly similar. But yeah, that sounds like not a great place for an orphan to be at, or anybody to be at, but especially somebody that doesn't have a disability.
Yeah, it's crazy that the Canadian government would do this. So screw you, Canada. Wait, to slander the thing? I don't know. What did Johnny Depp do to Amber Heard? Slander?
There's slander and libel.
Yeah, I don't know which one I'm doing, but I'm doing the true one.
You're doing all of it.
Yeah, I'm libeling. So
I would like to say, Steve, you're doing a lot of Canada bashing. I feel like we should have Ben Stagger from. He's friends with Steve Bartman. He's our resident Canada expert. I feel like he should probably defend Canada a little bit here.
What's he going to defend the Dupness or Dupli? Maybe he'll be able to pronounce it.
maybe that'd be a good start.
We just need him to get on to say the word duplices. They did get a settlement, like 3,000 of these former orphans in like the 90s.
I always thought that a padded room seemed fun though. For a short period of time.
Short term. I could take a nap in a straitjacket in the room. Because what else are you going to do?
The problem is usually the floor isn't padded, right?
I think that would be the most important part to pad.
Maybe the only ones I've been in have been in like tours of things. So maybe the problem is that
they removed it.
They removed the padded floor because
you went to a tour of a straitjacket room.
I went to a tour of a prison, like an old prison.
And they had a crazy
prison had a padded room, but the floor was just a normal tile floor. So I do hope that in an actual padded room, the floor is padded because that's the best part. Is I would a bed everywhere.
I would be like jumping up and landing on my head if it was a concrete floor. If I'm trying to smash against the wall,
you would have to.
Yeah, I'd see they would pad my floor because I'd be smashing it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So the kids got some money eventually.
Yeah, but it was like $10,000 for years of being in the insane asylum. They called it not a true apology and an insult. So
that's called bad lawyers then, right?
And that's directed at the Catholic Church and the government. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's hard to. I don't know if there's any amount you could do that would like you're like, okay, yeah, that's forgiven now.
$5 million.
Per person?
Yeah. Per person.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's got a price. You're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's still like,
I mean, I'd be pissed.
Like totally yeah. But you'd be less pissed.
I'd be like, all right. Thanks for the money.
That's fair.
Well, I mean, would you be in an insane asylum for like $350,000 a year?
No.
Would you do that job?
Of money.
$5 million a year.
No, because I'm losing a year of my life. And what if I go crazy while I'm in there?
They won't lobotomize you. That's the only rule.
Well, Steve, the problem is if I'm in there, like, what am I going to do with $5 million? I'm in the.
No, you can get out. You can get out whenever you want. But if you stay in there, like rich guys are paying a lot of money to like treat you really bad.
Like a Squid Game scenario or something.
It's essentially Squid Games, but insane asylum games. So maybe one day somebody will just put you in the straitjacket.
Yeah.
And then just like put you in the room and like piss on you.
I think I'd still probably say, would I have to say a full year? Or is this pro?
You got to do the whole year. No, you got to do the whole year.
Then no. The answer is no.
Oh, come on.
No, it's no.
1 year, 10 million.
No. Too long.
10 million.
Too long.
You're saying you're a year of
what
your
if I come
life?
out and get hit by a bus? I'm not doing that.
What if you were going to get hit by a bus if you didn't go in?
Then at least I, enjoyed that year.
I'm going in.
Okay, I'll send you it. All right, just know that offer's out there for any listeners out there. Steve's offer's open. He has
$5 million.
$5 million. He'll go in the insane asylum if you're a rich guy and you want to piss on him.
No lobotomies though.
No lobotomy. Yeah, one rule. That's the only rule. Anything else goes. Anything else goes. No lobotomy.
I'm gonna scream a lot though. It's gonna be very authentic.
All right, Steve. We'll wrap it up there. New episodes every Thursday. Share the episodes with a friend. Email the show chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. If you have good ideas about scars you've seen, scars you might want, email the show chubstep.podcast@gmail.com.
And use code JRAD30.
JRAD30 at Vita Coco, right? 30% your Vita Coco, 30% off your Vita Coco order. Thank you, Steed.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna do this. This is gonna be a 2-part episode, so look for part 2 next week.
2-parter.
Okay.
And then you say be gone.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You
the show has ended. The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.